care if I'm not in Gryffindor anymore. This shirt is very comfy. Hey guys, it's Tiffany of Tough Angel Books, and as the title says, I just kind of need to talk because I've had a reading crisis this month. So pretty much what my reading crisis is I have not been able to properly sit down and read. I'm just going to kind of explain everything that kind of happened this month and why I'm having a reading crisis. So at the beginning of the month, when I did my June TBR, I had high hopes for the month. You know, I had Love Unscripted for the Tome Tapathon, the Tome Topple Tap Readathon. I was reading Darkest Minds for a very small book club I was a part of. I was reading Queen of the Tearling for the Book Nerds book club, and you know, I was also reading Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, which are all actually pretty good books. Well, I don't actually know the Darkest Minds because I never got the chance to start it. And so I stopped reading Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, started reading Queen of the Tearling, and then the Tome Topple Readathon started, and I started reading Love Unscripted, and I hadn't even touched Darkest Minds yet. And I'm usually pretty good at reading multiple books at once. It was just this month it was not going to happen. So around June 8th or June 9th, about 2 weeks ago, I started feeling incredibly overwhelmed. I was looking at my TBR shelf and just feeling overwhelmed, and I just couldn't get myself to read. And it was very disappointing to me because I felt very disappointed because, you know, I wanted to be a part of a book club for so long, and I really wanted to take part in Samantha Thoughts on Tomes Tome Topple Readathon, and I just felt so incredibly disappointed with myself that I couldn't. And it really, really sucked because I just couldn't get myself to read. At the current moment, I think I'm at chapter 5 of Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I might be at chapter 3 of Love Unscripted. I'm at chapter 2 of Queen of the Tearling. And this is kind of why I've felt overwhelmed, because I am only so far in these books that I feel like I can't finish it. And I looked at my calendar this month, and I've been working mostly night shifts, so I have my mornings and that to read. And I've only had 2 days this month where I've had double shifts, which still I could have read on the way to and from work, but I just felt so overwhelmed and disappointed at, you know, how much I was reading. The only book I completed this month was Catfish. Well, it's not called Catfish. Was In Real Life, Lies, Love, and Identity in the Digital Age by Neve Schulman. That was the only book I was able to finish this month, and that was by audiobook. So I feel incredibly disappointed with myself that the only book I was able to read, that I was able to finish this month, was an audiobook. And I'm not saying audiobooks don't count as reading. It's an effortless read, in my opinion, because all you have to do is just listen to it and listen to the storyline and everything. And so I just felt very overwhelmed. And then earlier this week, Zenith, the Andromeda Saga Part 1 came out by Sasha Alsberg and Lindsay Cummings, and I thought, you know, great. You know, it says that's going to be like 62 pages on Amazon Kindle. That'd be a quick read for me. So I can just, you know, read that and feel feel a little bit better about myself. I'm halfway through chapter 1, and it's not even that long of a read, because this is part 1 of the story they're trying to, complete, and they're submitting it later this week, which I do hope it comes out to be an actual book, because what I've read so far I've actually enjoyed. But I just tried to read it the other night at work, because I had like 2 hours of nothing to do, so I just decided I would read, and I couldn't get myself to read more than the introduction and half of the first chapter, and I felt so bad, because I knew on the way home at 1 in the morning I was not going to be able to read. I was going to be trying to stay awake so I can keep the driver awake, just because of the time of day. And because of this, I kind of fell really hard into this reading slump. So for like the last 2 weeks, I have not been able to read much. The only thing I've been able to read is the Twilight audiobook, which, if any of you have been watching my videos since, the beginning, almost a year ago now, you would know I've had a lot of troubles reading the Twilight book, and it's not because it's badly written or anything, it's just there's some aspects of it that, reading it didn't really interest me, so I was going to just leave it to the graphic novels. But the audiobook is actually working, because now I'm up to chapter 4 of Twilight, which is the furthest I've ever been in the book. So, the audiobook's working, and that's the only thing I've been able to read. I haven't been able to sit down and open a book and read it. And it just kind of sucks, because I've been dealing with this reading slump / reading crisis for 2 weeks now, and the month's almost over, and I really don't want to go. So for my June wrap up, I read 1 book, because that would just, like, I've changed my goal on Goodreads to a realistic goal of like 35 books. Because last year I set it to 50 books, I ended up changing it to 40, still didn't make it, so this year I changed it to 35, so if I do get over the goal, that'd be great. But I think I'm just gonna try and just pick 2 books a month to read, and I'll see if I can get myself back up to reading like 3 or 4 books a month, because if I can at least do that, I will feel less disappointed with myself. But I just wanted to get that off my chest right now. I've been kind of wrestling with it for a couple nights now, deciding if I want to make a video about this or not, but I figured, someone else in the booktube community could probably relate to this and know that they are not going insane, and they actually shouldn't be disappointed with themselves, because reading is a big deal, and it's a big deal personally. It's not a big deal globally. So just so if you're going through this, take a step back, take a breather, and just know that you can only do the best you can. That is it for this week. Subscribe if you want to see new videos. I post new videos every Thursday. I am Tough Angel Books on Twitter. Hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video, and leave a comment down below your thoughts and opinion. Until next time, happy reading.